Ah! Hey guys, how's it going? Too Lazy for Life here, back at you again with another episode of Fate Zero. So, we're on to episode 6 now. Before we get started, let's just finish up on discussing what happened last episode. I said I would cut it short just to not make the video too long. So, I just want to touch upon some final things before we get started on this episode. Tokiomi had to use one of his command spells. Okay, I don't know if they mentioned it. I don't know if the episodes previously had discussed the concept of command spells, but it seems like the command spells, they give you three. You have three spells which are tattooed on your hand or somewhere on your body, and those command spells essentially just give you like an absolute, an absolute order that a command that the servant cannot disobey. Tokiomi had to make Gilgamesh retreat because Gilgamesh seemed to have been going on a massive ego trip. His ego was bruised during that first encounter with Berserker and with everybody else, and man, that guy was about to just go absolutely ham. He was about to go absolute ape shit on everybody, and well, you could see with like a trillion portals behind him, he was about to rain death upon everybody. Okay, on that dock, on that pier. So yeah, he had to be forced to retreat so as to not completely it seems give away his secrets or something like that. Then there was Cainith, Lancer's master. He also used a command spell to force Lancer into attacking Saber when Berserker was also there, hammering on Saber. So he wanted to use that opportunity to team up with Berserker and get rid of Saber. And then Ryder comes in to, stop all of that, save the day, force Berserker to retreat, and once again dish out some smoking hot insults onto Cainith and piss him off again, bruise his ego, and then Cainith had to retreat. Seems like Lancer and Saber will settle their score at a later date in this series. The very last thing that happened last episode was that we got to see that fucking freak, okay? That serial killer, Ryunosuke. It seems like he's hiding somewhere. He's hiding in a cave with Caster. And Caster is now looking in his like magical crystal ball, and he seems to be having he seems to be just fangasming. Seems to be just like really, really excited to see Saber in that crystal ball. Apparently it's like his destiny. This is fate. No pun intended. It seems like he knows who Saber is, so he knows who King Arthur is, but I don't know who the heck Caster is. So I don't know what relationship he has with King Arthur, but I guess we're gonna find out this episode. So without further ado, guys, been banging on enough about the previous episode, been talking enough, so we're gonna get started with next episode. Let's go. What the heck? Saber looks like she's about to have a heart attack. Toy. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's Caster. Oh. Oh, that's a Mercedes. I'm pretty sure that's a Mercedes. Oh, Holy Virgin. What? Have you forgotten my face? I like. You must be mistaking her for something else. Gilda Ray. Jan? You've lost your memory and gone mad. Jeanne d'Arc. Oh! So Castle... So Caster thinks Saber is Joan of Arc. What the? Are you serious? We need greater blasphemies. A hill of live sacrifices. Just crucifying all these children on the pillars with nuts and bolts. Find me more kids. What the fuck? Oh my. Find me more kids. Jesus Christ. Fire alarm. Oh, it's Kiritsugu. Oh, so they got the whole building on lockdown. Oh shit, what's Kiritsugu up to? Damn! He's just blowing up the entire apartment? So much for your 24 floors of security, mate. Uh-oh. Fucking Kirei. Oh shit, he's caught Kiritsugu's partner. There's information you should hear as soon as possible. Located caster. Why would they be... Well, oh, right, of course. Fucking Ryunosuke didn't even know he was in the fucking war. We have to eliminate Caster and his master. Oh, what do you want? Yeah, I have no desire for it. So Kirei right now is a bit confused. He doesn't know what he's doing, why he's here. Time to have a little talk. Oh, this is interesting. We're trying to delve into Kirei's mind right now. Why don't you start joining me in my entertainment? It seems like Gilgamesh is trying to help Kirei find his place in this war. If I can learn about him, maybe I can learn about myself. Oh, that's the end? Forest of Demons. Oh. Oh man, I was so into that conversation between Kirei and Gilgamesh that didn't realize how fast time was flying by. Let's see what to talk about first. I think okay. So first of all, let's just get out of the way something that I wanted to go over for quite some time now. The servants. So what we know so far about the 7 servants is Saber is King Arthur, Lancer is Diamond. I don't know who that is. You know, I can Google these things. I mean, I guess one of the things about this series is that if you know your history, if you know a lot about history, then just knowing, you know, who these servants are, their true identities in real life, kind of just adds, I guess, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more excitement. It adds to the experience, I guess, of watching a series like this. If you actually know, you know, all of these historic figures, instead of having to Google them as you watch the series in order to try and understand some of the things that they talk about regarding their history. And, you know, obviously you as the viewer, if you don't know who that person is, you're just going to be taking it at face value without really much understanding to it, because you don't know. You just don't know their history. You don't know who they are. It doesn't really mean a whole lot to you compared to like King Arthur, which I already know a fair chunk of history about. When they first started mentioning King Arthur in episode 1, man, I was already getting hyped. Okay, I was already getting hyped. I already started seeing so many things that were clearly referencing, you know, stuff to do with King Arthur's history and some historic events that have happened throughout King Arthur's reign and stuff like that. So, you know, not knowing some of the servants, I don't think I'm gonna go and Google them. I mean, I could, but if it ends up leading me down a rabbit hole of many Wikipedia links, from, you know, one link to another, of having to dig around for their history, in order to try and understand them better in this series, I think I'll save my time from doing that. Ryder Iskandar, I don't know who that is. King of Conquerors. I've never heard of Iskandar. Sounds like some Middle Eastern figure. I guess that's what the name is. It turns out we do know who Assassin is. Okay, Assassin was actually mentioned in episode 1. Hassan. Again, seems like some Middle Eastern Arabic figure. I don't know who Hassan is either. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not too woke on my Middle Eastern history. Castor is Gilderay. Gilderay, I think. Well, since he mentioned Joan of Arc, he must have been around. Like Gilderay's, he must have been some French historic figure that had some major connection to Joan of Arc during, you know, her time. Joan of Arc was one of the, like, was it revolutionary, rebellious figures back in the early days of very early histories of France. I don't know that much about Joan of Arc, but I know the general gist. She basically was like a martyr that led France to some sort of independency or something like that. Led some kind of rebellion. Berserker, we don't know who Berserker is yet, but from his armor, he looks like some kind of medieval knight. Gilgamesh, of course, Gilgamesh, of course, I can't forget Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is archer. Gilgamesh is one of the earliest kings in human history, from the Mesopotamian age. If you guys don't know of the story, the Epic of Gilgamesh, okay, it's like this huge collective story of all of the greatest deeds that Gilgamesh did during his reign as king, in his city-state of Uruk. You guys should go check it out. You guys should go check it out. It's a good read. I mean, if you don't want to read it, you can find a video on it on YouTube. It's a very fascinating story about the reign of Gilgamesh. 6 episodes in, and we already know 6 of the servants, their true identities. I mean, that's pretty quick. Since this is what 25 episodes long, it's pretty quick. You know, revealing basically everyone showing their hands already, revealing themselves already by 6 episodes, in 6 episodes. Right, enough about that. So this episode, it seems like Castor, he was so infatuated with Saber because he thinks that Saber is Joan of Arc, which is not the case, because Saber is King Arthur. But he thinks that Saber's Joan of Arc, and I don't know how that works. Seems like Gilderay Castor is pretty determined to go and get Saber. So sort of like, yeah, just have her for himself, because he thinks that she's Joan of Arc, and he's trying to basically get back Joan of Arc that he's been trying to go after ever since, I guess, when they were alive. Oh right, Kiritsugu just casually blows up an entire apartment complex just to kill Kenneth. Well, at least he got everyone else to evacuate. Okay, at least he's not that much of a cold-blooded killer that he would end up not minding collateral and just blowing up the entire building with everyone else inside. At least he had the decency to get everyone else out. So yeah, he blew up the entire building just to kill Kenneth. That fucking hell, man. That is a bit extreme, but obviously from what we've known about him in the first episode, it seems like he's that extreme. He'll go to such lengths in order to get his job done, and blowing up an entire building is just another day at the office for him. It's another day at the office for Kiritsugu, just demolishing an entire building by himself in order to kill his target. I don't think Kenneth is dead. He must have escaped. But yeah, that's that. And then we got to see Kirei. We got to see Kirei in action. He tried to ambush and take out Kiritsugu's accomplice, that woman, Aya. Man, Kirei's fast. I thought at the beginning, when he lost Assassin, and but then obviously Assassin came back, and I was like, oh, so what are you gonna do now, Kirei, for the rest of this series with your servant gone? Seems like even without Assassin, man, Kirei is fast, and suddenly he pulls out like all of these like swords, these blades, and he looks like fucking Wolverine. Like, oh, I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see him go full unleashed beast mode, okay, when he goes and actually fights somebody. Hopefully he fights somebody later on in the series. I want to see him truly in action. At the very end of the episode, we got to have some philosophical discussion between Kirei and Gilgamesh. So it seems like Gilgamesh has suddenly taken an interest in Kirei, because he seems to be, completely bored out of his mind with his own master, Tokiomi. He wants to know a bit more about Kirei. Kirei also seems like he's completely fine with it. He wants to also know a bit more about himself, because Kirei doesn't seem to understand why he's in this war. He seems like he doesn't want the Grail. Kirei right now is confused. He doesn't know why he's in the war. He doesn't know what he would want to do with the Grail. And all of these questions basically has intrigued our king of kings, Gilgamesh. And Gilgamesh now wants to basically try and delve into Kirei's mind and help Kirei unlock his inner feelings, I guess. It seems like Kirei has agreed to basically go into these secret counseling sessions with Gilgamesh in his free time when he's not out, cooperating and serving Tokiomi. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this develops. It's going to be interesting to see what little intimate bonding time between Kirei and Gilgamesh will give us in the future. That's about it for this episode of Fate Zero. It was a pretty solid episode, especially like I said, the end, the talk between Gilgamesh and Kirei, just getting to know more about Kirei as a character. It was really captivating, okay, just watching those two talk. So much so that I lost track of time and didn't realize that the ending was creeping up on me. Okay guys, that is it for episode 6 of Fate Zero. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed my reaction. If you've liked what you've seen so far and you want to see more and you haven't done so already, then hit that subscribe button down below and click on the notification bell icon so that you always be kept up to date with all of my activity here on YouTube. Do the same thing for my other 2 YouTube channels. Follow me on all of my social media platforms. All of the links you need are down in the video description below. Join the Too Lazy for Life Discord. Become part of my Too Lazy for Life community. Become part of my sloth army. Join the rest of my fellow sloths in just hanging out and just enjoying and celebrating everything anime and everything video games and everything that we all love and have in common with one another. If you really want to show your support, guys, then also consider signing up to my Patreon. Link is also again given in the video description down below. So yeah, that's it from me for this video, guys. Hope you've all enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time for episode 7. Bye for now.